That's the joke. Hey everybody, Jeff Stone here with another episode of Magic Reviewed .com with just a joker. And this is one of those weird ones. I've mentioned this in the past, that just because I like an effect doesn't mean it gets a good rating. Just because I don't like an effect doesn't mean it gets a bad rating. This is an effect that is going into my repertoire, but 3 stars. Why, Jeff? Why? Well, all right, let's talk about it. First of all, what is the effect? Watch the trailer. What you see in the trailer, with an exception that I'll talk about in a minute, that's what it looks like, right? So a card is selected, right? Then after the selection, you have your envelope that's been in plain view the whole time, and this is your prediction, and you're going to pull out the prediction and you're going to show it, and you're going to show that it's a joker. And of course they laugh and say, well, no, that wasn't my card. And you say, well, you know what they say about jokers, they're wild. And then you have this moment happen, which is a little awkward to do off screen, or on the camera, I should say, with this little tiny setup. But you have that nice cascading effect, and the joker is just gone, right? And then you say, is it one of these? And it's not. And then you do this moment where you turn it over, and written on the back there's my ring light right there. Written on the back there is whatever the card is, 4 diamonds or whatever. And the beauty of it is, if I just, accordion it back, which it just almost will do naturally, a little awkward at this angle here, but it's reset now, and it only takes a second to reset, and I just put it back in the envelope and we are done. That's the effect. What's the method? Well, that little joker there does most of the work for you, and then you have to know how to have a card selected, if you know what I mean. And that's it. That really is it.
You might want to think about buying a quality product from me.
This is a really good gimmick. It works well, so we're talking product quality now. The gimmick works good. It's easy to operate, and those visual changes you saw, or all that, it's all real, and it's all does exactly that. So I love stuff like this because it's fun. I do a lot of mentalism, right? And the problem with mentalism, if you've read my Stone Cold Mental books, that whole series is an attempt to remedy this problem of the boringness of mentalism. And it's, you think of something, I'll tell you what it is. You think of another thing, I'll tell you what it is. Oh, you think of this other thing, I'll prove to you that I predicted it in advance. And there's no presentation, no personality, nothing visual. So in those books, I'm trying to solve that problem. This solves that problem in a really good way by starting with the laugh where, oh, I got the wrong card, and then poof, bam, you got this string of cards out of nowhere. And then you have another gag because their card's not there. Then you turn over and the card is there, proving all along you did predict it. It's fun. That's it. All you need, this and a deck of cards, and the ability to have a card selected. Why am I giving it a lower rating than 5 stars? Because the product and everything's 5 stars until we take a closer examination of the ad copy. First of all, go watch the trailer, and at 22 seconds in, up to about 27.5 to 28 seconds, you'll see him, in one case, pull the joker out of the envelope and then hold it on the envelope. And in another case, you'll see him just take it out of the card box. Both of those scenarios, he is not taking out this gimmick. It's a regular joker. Now, in the tutorial, which by the way is extremely well done, I'll talk about that in a second, but in the tutorial, he does show you a way where you can show a regular joker like on both sides, which you wouldn't want to show on both sides, right? So you could show it on both sides, but I don't think he actually does. But it's a regular joker, right? Not this gimmicked one. And so you can show the back. And you can't show the back of this joker, right? But you show the back of it, and then it goes in the envelope. And then later you pull out the gimmicked one, right? Okay, well, the fact that they're showing the card face up tells you that that's not the part of the routine they were doing. In other words, they weren't showing the part where you can show a regular joker or a regular card and put it back in. They weren't showing that. They were showing the face of joker, very much implying that that was the gimmicked one that was about to change, and it definitely is not. So that's a little deceptive, because you can't handle the Joker the way they did in those 6 seconds or whatever. The rest of it, everything is 100% accurate. Just keep that in mind. Okay, that's one part. The other part, however, this is where we have a big issue. This is from the ad copy. It says, you will receive a special gimmicked Joker ready to do it. Yes, you will. You will only have to choose your favorite card to write on the back, and that's it. That's right. You have to pick the card that's going to be selected and write it on the back. Okay? And then here's where we get crazy. Also in the tutorial, you will learn different ways to perform it, which that's true, and ideas on how to use the same gimmick for different cards. What? Being able to reuse the same gimmick with different predictions on it without needing to buy any more units or refills. That last part there, you know, what are you freaking talking about? On the back of those mini cards, which I'll show you them again here, you will have written in permanent marker the name of the card. Okay, now maybe there's a way to get the permanent marker off and put another one on there. So first of all, keep in mind that if you were going to have a second, if there was some way to write a different prediction on the back, you wouldn't be doing it like that night, like at the next table, right? It'd be all night, everybody's picking the 4 diamonds, and then tomorrow night, everybody's picking the 9 of spades or whatever. That's thing number one. Thing number two, I have no idea how you would do that, and the tutorial doesn't even mention it, doesn't even bring it up, like at all. Unless I missed it. I don't know. Maybe I missed something, but it does not bring that up at all, because that would be great. Now, I thought, well, maybe there was a brief thing where he was sort of talking something about if you had to repair the gimmick or something. I didn't quite understand what he was saying. He's got a pretty heavy, thick Spanish accent. I mean, but even with that, the tutorial was very clear. But this one part, I was a little unclear what he was saying. But he was talking about using other mini cards. The ad copy says, without getting other supplies. That certainly seems to sound like to me that on the back of this, you're going to be able to somehow remove the card and write another one on there. But even if he was suggesting in the ad copy that you're going to get new mini cards and make a whole nother gimmick, well, you can't even do that, because this gimmick is more than just some mini cards stuck together with tape or whatever. There's more to it than that. There's a couple things more that, again, nowhere in the video was this explained at all. So if that wasn't in the ad copy, this 5 stars. But because that's in the ad copy, and because the video says, let me get the exact quote here, any card is chosen from the deck. We know this is not the case, right? I mean, the moment you saw the performance, you know that's not the case. Any card is chosen from the deck. That's definitely misleading in the trailer. And I get that when you do a trailer, you can't just go, you force a card on the spectator. You can't do that in a trailer. But you also don't have to say the card is 100% freely chosen with free choice and not a force. Now, they didn't do that. But you can't say things that sound like that either. Any card is chosen. That's just not true. Now, if you were to say a card is chosen, I'm okay with that, even though we know it's not really chosen, right? I'm okay with them saying a card is chosen. And maybe this is a language barrier thing, right? Maybe a lost in translation moment that saying, when they said any card is chosen, they felt like they were saying, you know, a spectator picks a card and we as magicians know, okay, it probably wasn't picked, right? So I can kind of let that slide a little bit. I think I'm okay with that. But the big one is what we just talked about. There's this whole thing in there that if you bought it thinking, oh, great, because I want to change the card because I know this person's favorite card is going to be this, or I know that this card would be appropriate for this venue and I want to change the card. You can't do it any way that I am aware of based on the tutorial. And that's a huge thing when there's a thing in the ad copy that a person might look at that and go, oh, if that's there, I'll buy it. It ain't there. Sorry, folks. So the effect, I think it's fun. It's engaging. It's powerful. It's going in my repertoire. It's a great routine. The method, it's easy. It's fun. It's instant reset. I mean, all the things you want. Packs flat, plays pig, all that stuff. And this will play up on a stage too, right? Product quality, excellent. I mean, it's really good. All that stuff's great. The ad copy, it's correct in some places, misleading in others, and downright dishonest in others. That's a huge issue for me. So the routine itself is 5 stars. The prop, all that stuff, even the teaching is 5 stars. And it would remain 5 stars if it didn't have that big fat juicy lie in the ad copy. Final verdict, 3 stars with a stone status of gem with regrettably a little teeny G in that gem. Sorry, I am saddened by this, but that is the final verdict. So now, it's time for you to listen to the random iTunes song of the moment. But while you're doing that, you're going to like, share, comment, subscribe, click that little thing down there to buy me a Diet Pepsi, and find out that we are listening to, yes, The Trooper, but this is not Iron Maiden. This is Stryper. Stryper did an album called The Covering, and they covered some Sabbath, some Ozzy, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, and their version of The Trooper is great, man. His voice is so good. So if you like Maiden or Stryper, check out the link that will be down in the description for The Trooper. That's it for this one, folks. We'll see you next time. Peace out.